They like Jimmy Graham down here in the red zone. Falls end zone. What a catch! Graham, touchdown!
This Jimmy Graham touchdown a couple weeks ago made me remember that Jimmy Graham is awesome. Let's talk about the incredibly lucky streak of quarterback play he's had to work with, starting with Drew Brees, going to Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, No, let's go back. In fact, let's go way back. We've all heard the term, "Did you know he played basketball?" But for Jimmy Graham, that statement was really well deserved. He was a third-round pick in 2010 largely because he only played one season of football where he put up some whopping stats. Still, his intangibles were so crazy that he was worth the late day 2 pick. So with only 2 seasons of football behind him, a minuscule senior year and rookie season, there wasn't much expectation for Jimmy Graham. And he did this. Graham came out of absolutely nowhere to become a top target for Drew Brees and the Saints, and this 2011 season would actually be one of his most successful. His follow-up season dipped a little bit, but for the most part, he was just as dominant on film, just getting more attention from defenses. His relative inexperience showed, but it only took one more season for him to step it up yet again. In 2013, he would put up ridiculous stats. Brees and Graham were even more on the same page. Graham adjusted to the extra attention, and together they were unstoppable in the red zone.
One coverage, Jimmy Graham in the red zone on Jeremiah Bell. Jeremiah, a former teammate of mine, this is not his fault.
We haven't talked about Jimmy Graham yet. Brees, Graham, held on!
Love of the New Orleans Saints of this town, he has been fantastic.
From the 8, Graham. Brees going to go deep. He's got Graham. And Graham makes the catch. Fighting for the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, by Cromartie, but it's using that big basketball body. This is like Jimmy Graham boxing out, going for a rebound in basketball, uses his backside to shield Cromartie.
34-yard line, empty backfield. Brees throws, Jimmy Graham makes the catch inside the 30, and Graham is inside the 10, and he takes it all the way for a Saints go-ahead touchdown, 66 yards from Brees to Graham.
Play action with heavy personnel in the game, looks to his right, comes back left, double move out and up, more bites. They just gave Moore a big contract in the offseason. He's in line. There's the out. I like the fact that he turned his head to the quarterback. Defensive backs ignore that double move unless you take a peek back.
So I'll be leaving out a lot, obviously, but in 2015, the Saints would trade Jimmy Graham to Seattle for a great haul, including Pro Bowl caliber Max Unger, either one, as well as a first-round pick. The trade made a lot of sense for both sides, as Seattle would need more offensive firepower following back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, while New Orleans got great assets and avoided paying Graham. However, his Seattle stint did not go as well as hoped. Seattle's stubborn coaching didn't use Graham the way he was really intended to be, and instead fit them into their more run-heavy scheme. Immediately, you could see that he wasn't the target sponge he once was. He was still getting more than a fair amount of usage, it's just that even those targets were less efficient than what he was getting before. And unfortunately, by the end of his first season, he would suffer a brutal leg injury that would result in his only missed games of his career. He would make his way back the next season, even with a slow start, but this injury ultimately would zap some of his natural athleticism. He was no longer dominant, but he was still a really good player, and Seattle would slowly start utilizing him more to his strengths. But by the time cohesion was found, Seattle missed the playoffs entirely, and the two sides were more than ready to move on. A short trip to Green Bay would end up more or less the same, and now in Chicago, he's more of a utility player than the focal point of an offense. Jimmy Graham in his prime blew up out of nowhere and was an impossible mismatch for most defenses. And for how good he was at football, I didn't even touch on how he grew up with an incredibly rough childhood, became a pilot, and also double majored while being a college athlete. All of that is just incredibly impressive from how he started. there really was no point to this video. I just saw that highlight and again felt that it was important to remind everybody that Jimmy Graham is awesome.
End zone.